Over the past 4 months, Kahawa Pride has seen it all. From hosting the largest open trial in Kenyan's grassroots football history, to moving into a 5-bedroom mansion just a stone's throw from our home pitch, to running out of money just to be saved by millions of fans showing support from all around the world, it has been pure chaos since October. Our first match of the season ended in a 0-0 draw, and our second match ended in a 1-0 win, and then we entered a 3-week holiday break without a single match. The club was secured. For the first time ever, the finances had been stabilized, and it felt like the club had built a long-term foundation. But now the last question remained. Does this squad actually have what it takes to win? 1 goal scored across the first 2 matches, a squad with 12 new signings, and a group of players who dropped everything they knew back home to move into a clubhouse, play football, and chase their dreams. Do they have what it takes? Well, last Saturday, we had our first league match in 34 days. We were back at home facing PAC University, a formidable opponent who had just dropped down from the 4th tier after spending 4 years there. That Soweto Bromley squad that we struggled to get past, barely managing to squeeze out a 1-0 win, PAC beat them 4-1 without breaking a sweat. We knew it was going to be a battle, and in a league where only the first place club gets promoted, losing was not an option for either side. And what happened on match day was more chaotic than anyone could have ever imagined. A pre-match scandal, red cards that went ignored, and a final result that no one saw coming. You're now watching Road to the Kenyan Premier League. What's up, everyone? I am back with our 20th episode of the season, and wow, it is going to be possibly the best one yet. As always, if you want to support this project, there are a few ways to do so. First is simply watching our content, which you are already doing, so thank you for that. Next up is the KPFC 10 for 10 deal. If your club needs new kits and apparel, work with JerseyBird. Tell us you came from this Road to the KPL series, and you will receive 10% off your order and 10% donated directly to the club with a mention in our next financial report video. Go to JerseyBird.com, tap Start a Project, complete the 5-minute form, and you will be paired with a JerseyBird designer who will create some awesome kits just like the ones you see in our videos. Next up, we have the Lion's Den, the official Discord of Kahawa Pride FC, where we vote on club decisions, host watch-along parties, and do Q&As with myself and club staff. You can join for just a few dollars per month. And lastly, if you just want a quick and easy way to donate, use the club's official donation page, kahawapridefc.paperform.co. The fees are only 3%, and you can even allocate your contribution to specific areas of the club. As always, if you're new here, every single dollar is tracked and reported publicly because you deserve to know where your support is going. I will link everything in the description below. As always, thank you for the support. Now back to the video. Before we get into last week's match, we have some amazing storylines on the Lioness side of things, as 5 of our players from the women's side accepted full ride academic and athletic scholarships to play at 2 of Kenya's top high schools. First, we have Ann Wanja and Angel Wajiru, who set off for Nasakol Secondary School on January 7th. This was a 10-hour journey. The girls were accompanied by Lioness coach Susan, team manager Zach, and former team manager Musioka, as they traveled all the way from Nairobi to Western Kenya to enroll them in their first semester.
My name is Ann Wanja. I'm joining Nasokol Senior School.
I'm Angel Anjiro. I'm joining Nasokol Senior School.
I'd like to join the national team so that I can represent Kahawa Pride there.
Europe.
It will mean a lot because that's where I'll be able to prove to many people that I can do it and I can go far.
Hapo ndo journey yangu inaanza. Huko ni professional footballers hucheza na hapo ndo unajiprovingi, unaweza cheza ball.
I'm promising myself that I'm going to work hard on my talent and even my studies. And I'm going to play football very well and very serious to take me far, yeah.
Work hard kwa my football career na studies.
I never thought that you'll make it here through ups and downs, and you have made it. Not yet, you have not made it, but you are on the way. You are going to make it, yes.
I'm very, very proud of myself. I mean, singeijua naweza fika place kaa hapa. Ati kuitwa shule kaa hii na scholarship. Sikuwahi fikiria kitu kaa hiyo. I'm proud. Very.
Otto and Kim even got a chance to speak with the head coach and talk about what the future looked like for the girls before heading back home, because in Kenya, especially if you are a high school student athlete, you literally live on campus and you never leave the property aside from maybe 3 separate weeks out of the entire year. But the girls are definitely in good hands, as Nasacol is one of the top programs in the nation. Then, just a few days later, on Monday the 12th, another convoy went on the road, this time taking Marian Omido, Verolian Karubo, and Joy Aliper to Madeira Secondary School, another prestigious program and the only high school with an actual Premier League club, the Madeira Soccer Assassins, for the students to play for. Yes, that is correct. Top athletes at the school, just like our other superstar alumni, Tabitha Wambui, have come to Madeira Secondary School not only to receive a top-tier education, but also to play for a top-tier Premier League club. Led by Alex Alamira, the technical director of women's football in Kenya and also the one who founded the club back in 2018, has propelled women's football to another level, supporting more than 200 girls on academic and athletic scholarships and generating 20+ national team call-ups since he founded the club less than 8 years ago. It was another long road trip, this time about a 6 or 7 hour drive west to Vihiga County, and again, the day was filled with lots of enrollment activities. The girls got some awesome new gear and school supplies, and we even met with Mrs. Sanerwa Mildred, the principal at Madeira, whose office was full of championship trophies. Tabitha Wambui was also already there and ready to enroll in her next trimester, as she is already midway through her first Premier League season. After all the events, our team packed up, grabbed a quick meal together, and headed back to Kahawa West to rest up after 2 long road trips in less than a week. So that wraps up our scholarships on the women's side. It really is impressive what our women are accomplishing in both football and in academics. But we do have one shout out on the men's side. Barry Caselli, one of the most legendary youth players to come through our program, currently playing on our U19 Mapogo squad and well known for never missing a single training session across his decade-plus long career. He just enrolled on scholarship to Nairobi School, another elite academic institution. And I know I keep saying all of these programs are top tier, but really it is true. You can look them all up. All of our alumni really are headed to some of the best programs in the country. So clearly it was a huge month in academics for the club. But now let's get into the football side of things, as the club had its first league match in 34 days, a home matchup against PAC University, a club that sat 8th on the table with 1 win, 3 draws, and 1 loss. PAC is a newly relegated squad who just dropped down from the 4th division after spending 4 consecutive years there, and the Soweto Bromley squad that we struggled to get past, narrowly earning a 1-0 win. PAC beat them 4-1 with ease.
PAC is a good team. After a long holiday, the players have been working back at home. We've had enough time to train, and we had a good friendly last weekend. I expect this match to be a tough one and an entertaining one. PAC has a good team, a youthful team, so do we, and expect it to be a good match.
It was a long holiday break, as it was also short. They only left for 2 weeks and they were actively resting, and we were keeping in touch with the boys. Some of them participated in their community tournaments, so they were fit. So it was been an active rest. We also played a friendly match last week. We won by 4-0. It wasn't an easy team, as many would have liked to think. So winning by 4-0 shows that the players are ready, and also the training week has been fantastic.
Personally, nimekuwa nikiona game zao na ni watu physical na wanaplay power. Ko ready, players wamekuwa wakiput in the work, energy imekuwa kwa training, and I think tuko ready to give in a fight. It's a grassroots football na respect to entertain fans na tutawapea win.
As a player, Mentally, I'm ready, and physically, I'm ready, and the team is also ready to play the match, and we're going for the 3 points.
On a personal level, I feel I'm ready, I'm fit. On the team side, the spirit is good in the camp. I think we'll get maximum points.
Mechi ya leo na imani kila mchezaji uko vizuri sababu tumejipanga wiki nzima na tuna imani tunaweza kushinda.
Game ya leo tunasikia iko tu fit, hatuko ready pia kucheza. Kila mtu amewakia hii wiki, mwenye atapatiwa tu approve.
Now, let's get into the starting 11 for this match, which looked nearly identical to the previous week's friendly against Suswa Stars that resulted in a 4-0 win. So clearly, Coach Kim did not want to shake things up too much. The only difference was in net, as Karani was out with a lower body injury. So Junior Munyao got his first start of the season. And for our special card of the week, Govid gets the call, a Team of the Week card with a 99 speed attribute earned after his incredible run down the left wing in last week's match, scoring a goal, securing the win, and breaking out his iconic silencer celebration. Match day rolls around and the boys are up early, getting in their typical breakfast of eggs, bread, and tea, while Ashinga is down in the basement office whipping up the first ever match day supplement formula, a combination of electrolytes and creatine, his first step in implementing a completely revamped nutritional plan for the club.
So basically it was creatine, a supplement that helps in boosting energy levels. It was very impactful for the boys' road to professionalism. I think the boys will be able to keep embracing this also towards their professional journey. This is a discussion that we've always been having from the technical side. We noticed that most of the players have challenged to nutrition in terms of how they recover, how they prepare during the pre-games and also post-games. So in terms of nutrition, we've come up with that plan where at least everything is into detail so that at least it helps the boys in a practical way to help them always get the best.
So the boys were hydrated and ready to go by the time they were reporting for Kim's last tactical review before kickoff. Now it was time. With kickoff just moments away, the squad went through their usual warm-up to shake off any last rust from the holiday break. The fans had arrived, the live stream crew was ready to go, but on the pitch, a controversy had broken out. In the 5th and 6th divisions of Kenyan football, before every single match, players on each roster are called out and verified with their player cards one by one, just like we are doing in this clip here. Stephen Kiarie. We passed the test, but when we checked PAC University's roster, 2 of the photos on the player cards they presented clearly did not line up with the identities of the players that were right in front of us. Felix Kamau immediately noticed it, reported it to Coach Kim, and immediately they were busted.
This stuff have been going on in the lower leagues. It's normal. It's not something that should be happening, but it's a bit normal in the lower leagues. That's why we usually do check-in. A lot of teams like to forge players, especially when they're facing tough opponents. They know the federation isn't hands-on on the ground. We always have to do check-up. When we did it, we realized that they had 2 players that were apparently not part of the team roster officially, so they were asked to step aside.
I guess they were afraid of losing the match, so they were opting to use players that they have not signed. We solved it with the match officials.
The 2 fraudulent players were sent home, and finally, it was time for kickoff. And for the rest of the match, we were now keeping a much closer eye on what PAC was up to on their sideline. The match opened up to a noticeably high-paced start, with Gatoto's high press immediately wreaking havoc within the PAC back line. No long ball was being spared, even ones that seemed impossible to get to. Gatoto is on top of them, hungrier than ever for his first goal of the season, and this is also his first start of the season, as he had seen limited minutes and had been struggling with injury across the first 2 matches. Also, if you're wondering about those light spots on the pitch which weren't there in our last match at Mahiga, there was a major church event at the school earlier in the week, and tons of sawdust was dumped onto the pitch because it had just rained and the event did not want guests to have to deal with any mud. There was actually so much sawdust dumped on the pitch that we had to go out and clean it up by hand, scooping up mounds of these little wood chips into feed bags from Chiari's family farm until the surface was smooth enough to play again. Of course, we couldn't get all of the chips up, so you see these patches in the stream on match day, and they actually made the field a bit smoother when it was all said and done, but it did make the surface that much more dangerous, with any fall basically guaranteeing at least a dozen splinters upon impact. Just 5 minutes in, a PAC player goes down, and you can see the sawdust make its impact. But of course, the players themselves are not fazed at all, and the match goes on, and the pressure stays high as Gatoto refuses to let PAC defensemen even take a single free touch, continuing to set the tone for the first half. PAC do mount their own attacks, completing passes throughout the midfield, but the Kahawa back line holds strong, refusing to let any chances develop. Then, in the 12th minute, the Moses show begins as he makes a defender miss and sets up our first free kick of the match.
So it is Austin to float that in. Good header there, but it just goes wide.
And then again, for the 3rd time in 10 minutes, Gatoto forces another turnover from the PAC defensive line, and at this point, the frustration is beginning to set in amongst teammates. But just minutes later, it's PAC with their first chance of the match.
Communication there, and now it's a counter-attack. That should be almost.
We regain possession, then put together our first true chance of the match in the 18th minute.
Kelvin Gatoto, Marvin Ngete, Jojo Uma, good ball into the area. Good goal, that it is 1-0. Good move there, finished in a very spectacular manner.
A beautiful touch pass from Uma to Okech inside the box, who flicks it to Gatoto, who absolutely buries a volley into the back of the net for his first goal of the season. And after the goal, we don't hesitate for a minute, and in the 27th minute, the Moses show comes back on.
Tries to do a dummy, beats his man, or is brought down, and the referee signals a penalty kick.
At first, I wanted to take a shot, so I decided to fake the shot. I went down. That moment after we were awarded the penalty, I felt some excitement inside me.
The referee awards a penalty, and after a discussion amongst the players, it's Austin Ochieng who gets the call.
I think my penalty was a crucial penalty. I needed to put my team 2 goals ahead to put the game in bed. On the other side, if I lose the penalty, I'll give the opponents morale. I think my teammates chose me to take the penalty because I'm always calm under pressure.
Kahawa Pride 2, PAC 0. Immediately after the penalty, number 4, the player who fouled Moses, is subbed off and number 20 comes on. The only issue, number 20 was not verified in the pre-match roster check, and we are suspicious of another illegal sub. Again, Felix calls it out, this time from the bench, but the ref does not take any action. As the first half winds down, the intensity remains high as PAC's physical playstyle begins to make its impact. Finally, after 7 minutes go by, Coach Kim gets the ref to stop play and investigate the potentially illegal sub. Number 20 is called back to the bench for verification, and now the PAC coach is pleading his case, trying to get his player back in the match. Meanwhile, the ref just says play on, and I'll check in the second half as number 20 returns to the pitch as if nothing happens. The half ends, and as the referees gather to discuss further, Kim comes all the way over to make sure the situation is handled properly. But the refs aren't having any of it. Number 20 has already been in the game for 15 minutes, so at this point, they don't even seem to care, but eventually we get them over to the sideline to investigate. Our team manager, Zach, is pulling up rosters online with the ref next to him as PAC is scrambling to produce any player card they can for number 20. And finally, they do produce a card, and number 20 is the player on the card, so it is not a fake ID, but it's from 2023. Illegal. PAC gets their third illegal player infraction of the match, and they retake the pitch, this time without number 20. The second half is now underway, and as always, the grassless pitch combined with the high intensity of a league match is causing chaos for all the players as number 44 picks up PAC's first yellow card of the match. Then, in the 56th minute, disaster strikes.
In the 57th minute, as Kahawa Pride win yet another free kick. And it is the goal scorer, Kevin Gatoto, who was caught in the end of action.
Katoto goes down after a very hard tackle, and he isn't getting up. Eventually, he stumbles off the field with what appears to be an upper body injury. He returns to the bench with open cuts on both his arm and knee, but his spirits remain high. To replace him, Kim subs in the 19-year-old attacker Brian Masharia, and the match goes on. Once again, Salihi is absolutely cooking along the right wing, showing off his skills and putting on a show for the fans, and again narrowly missing the net, giving us all flashbacks of his infamous off the crossbar shot from week 1. But on the other side of the pitch, our defense is being pushed to its limit.
A score brought in nicely, cleared out by Sadiki off the line. That was flying in with Junior, well beaten.
In a heroic defensive play, center back Sadiki Otieno clears a sure goal right off the line, and PAC remain scoreless. The back line of Uma, Govid, Otieno, and Chiari have been the overlooked heroes so far in this match, doing absolutely everything in their power to keep that clean sheet. Then, in the 67th minute of all minutes, another unexpected altercation begins. The Tony Blair crash out.
An altercation there. Tony Blair seems not to be pleased with something, and his teammates are telling him, please, let's get back to your position.
Just off screen during this part of the stream, apparently number 14, Tony Blair, threw a handful of dirt onto his own keeper after a disagreement erupted between the two. We aren't exactly sure what caused the argument, but the ref saw it, stopped play, and brought Tony to midfield where he was given a straight red.
Tony Blair has been red carded.
As he walks off the field, Tony Blair continues to have words with his keeper as dozens of El Tonys spam the live stream chat. But that was far from the end of this situation. Despite the referee clearly giving Blair a straight red for throwing dirt on his own keeper, PAC comes up with the perfect counter. They sub a man in while the ref is looking down at his notebook. And of course, this completely confuses the commentator and everybody watching as he retracts his original statement that Blair got a red card.
So PSC down to 10 men, and they are lining up another substitution. Enoch Kiprotich is the man who's come on. So it's not a... There was a misunderstanding there, and Tony Blair was yellow carded and substituted, not red carded. I beg your pardon.
This completely illegal substitute, number 17, isn't even trying to lay low. He gets a shot off here in his 2nd minute on, and as screams ring out from our sideline about the sub, the referee does stop play to figure out what exactly is going on.
There's a problem here because PSC made a substitution against a player who had been red carded. Then Tony Blair is not even supposed to be sitting on the bench. I'm loving these moments here.
So PAC finally goes down to 10 men after the red, and play continues as the clock ticks away and the club moves closer to their 3rd straight match without conceding a goal. But PAC is not done yet.
That's a free kick for PSC into the match. Tries one that is punched away by Junior Karani.
A huge save from Munyao as the score remains 2-0. And 7 minutes later, Govid, capping off a near-perfect defensive performance, decides it is time to put this game away.
Slightly over 7 minutes to go in this half. And it is clear. And it is going to be goal number 3, Felix Kamau.
A beautiful ball from Govid connects with Kamau, and with a bit of skill and a flick over the keeper, he makes it 3-0, and the match is all but over.
I just saw Benson Govid with the ball. I just made the run. Fortunately, the ball was in front of me and I take on the goalkeeper, and it was an easy goal for me.
The remaining 10 minutes wind down, and it is official. Kahawa Pride secures their 2nd win of the season, staying undefeated as we head into week 7 of Nairobi East Regional League play.
The win was good. We are happy. It has gained us more points and we climb by.
Kitu ya kwanza naweza taka kusema ni haikuwa rahisi. Mwenye alikuwa anafaa kuanza alipata injury during warm up. Sasa naweza sema tulipush mbele kwa table, at least tuliweza kupata mabao pia.
The energy was high because morale was high, so I can say we felt so happy because we know how the win is to us as players.
We were behind the table, we won the match, and now we are somehow climbing the table. It was pure joy. First win of the year. It was good to unlock the year with a good result, and I'm looking up to scoring more goals.
It was a huge win. The boys were ready. Yeah, the match wasn't as we expected. We were completely dominant, and I think it was pretty much an easy win.
We had a good week in training. I can't say how many goals I expected, but I knew we were to win. Our defensive side is doing good. We have good defensive block. Our defenders are calmly doing their job well. We are going to put in more work so that we try and get to each match without conceding goals.
Here on the official FKF table, we now sit 15th because we inherited 2 forfeit losses, each carrying a negative 3-point penalty from the team that we replaced in week 3. Those 2 matches were never actually played, and they will be replayed later in the season. So really, we have 7 points with only 3 matches played. 2 wins, 1 draw, and 0 losses. Now, it has already been an extremely long episode, but before I close this one out, we have a few major headlines to look forward to next week. First up, VMX Gym, one of the top training facilities in all of Nairobi, has donated several key pieces of equipment for our basement gym, which is finally nearing completion. We also have an incoming new superstar transfer. You may have some speculations on who this is already, but we will be announcing it soon. And lastly, we have a huge new hire, a head of media, who will be joining our staff as our socials continue to explode on all platforms. So that will do it for this video, our longest episode yet. I tried to go a bit deeper with the interview clips and some behind the scenes content. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this video. And of course, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all the support. As always, you can catch new episodes of Road to the Kenyan Premier League every Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Huge shout out to everyone supporting from all around the world. I will see you in the next one.